How much of your day today was shaped by the demands of your employer? The meetings, the deadlines, the commutes, and the general grind associated with depending on a paycheck. What if instead you had the freedom to decide how those exact same hours were spent? Welcome back to Beyond 40 and Just Getting Started, the place where we dive into the journey of growth and abundance after 40. Let's be clear what it means to be free from dependence on a paycheck. There's two sides of it. The first side is how much income do you get from your investments? The second side is how much do you spend? As soon as your expenses are less than the amount of money you bring in from your investments, you no longer need a paycheck. That is paycheck freedom. While optimizing your expenses is a valid lever you can pull to improve that equation, there's abundant content on that subject. I'm not going to deal with that here. The focus of this video is improving your investment income through using what I call an income springboard. You've heard the advice hundreds of times. When you're investing, diversify, asset allocation, don't take too much risk. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. That advice is targeted to a very specific audience. It's targeted to an audience that's looking for a set it and forget it income source. Anybody who's looking to escape the employee pool and just idle, travel, rest, pursue personal hobbies, essentially retire from value creation within the world, I agree. Set it and forget it income is required. In those circumstances, you need to be able to depend upon your investment income in the same way that you depended on your paycheck. But the thesis of our channel is not about let's take it easy. It's about just getting started. Regardless of our age, there's new opportunity. There's new things that we want to do. There's new value that we want to create for ourselves and for those around us. So I reject the requirement to have set it and forget it investment income. In fact, I argue that set it and forget it mindset is holding you hostage in the employee pool years and even decades longer than you need to be there. I know that investment advice kept me trapped in the employee pool well beyond when I should have. For years, I pursued the traditional FIRE path of reducing expenses, increasing passive income, being diversified in my investment mix, and not stretching too far because I didn't want an investment that would fall through on me. After years of living that style, all I had to show for myself was a few measly $100 a month in passive income. It was ridiculous, frankly. It wasn't until I was so frustrated when I realized that it would take me decades more to achieve financial independence through this diversified set of investment income that I was able to finally realize one of the fundamental assumptions I was making. And that assumption was that after I achieved financial independence, that I would not be able to or be willing to produce any value after that point. As soon as that light bulb went off in my moment, I realized that was wrong. I still have goals. I still have dreams. I still have ambitions. There's things that I want to create for myself, not because my employer wanted me to. That liberated me from realizing I don't need 100 different investments. I don't need to be conservatively targeting 5 or 6 or 7% annual yields. I can find something that I have conviction in. I can go deep into it, concentrate into it, and buy my freedom immediately so that I then have the time to generate value. That's what I call an income springboard. Essentially, it's finding an investment opportunity that you believe in, that you have conviction around, that you're willing to put a significant concentration into, knowing that you're taking a risk. Absolutely, you're taking a risk. But you know enough about it and you're confident enough about it and confident enough in yourself that you'll be able to use the time it frees for you to diversify your income sources through other value that you create. That one realization took me from needing decades more to achieve financial independence to being able to achieve it in 6 months. I hope you heard that. 6 months. Imagine how good that felt to me when what I thought previously was years in my future suddenly was available to me in months. I want that same experience for you. So let's talk today about what makes a good income springboard. What does an investment need to have to serve as an income springboard? First, the investment has to pay income on a regular basis, at least quarterly, preferably monthly. Remember, you're using this to free yourself from your paycheck. So you need it to provide you an income source so that you can pay your life expenses. This means that you don't want to participate in the usual popular stocks, in the Teslas and the Nvidias and the Mag 7 that are going on right now. Those are growth investments. In those investments, the investors are hoping they buy low and years down the road they sell high. But generally they don't generate a midterm income stream. Those don't work for income springboards. Secondly, you need to have conviction in it. There's a direct proportion between the yield that an investment makes and how much money you need to invest into it in order to buy back your time. The general consensus is to focus on the more mainstream investments, but the more mainstream, the more money's chasing them, resulting in a lower yield. The investments don't have to compete for money because of their popularity. If you're looking to replace your paycheck and free yourself from the employee pool, utilizing an investment that pays 5% per year is gonna take a significant amount more money compared to investing in something that pays 10% or 15% or 20%. That's one of the big points right there, is that unless you have millions, you're gonna need to look for a higher return investment opportunity. I would say at least in the double digits. If you run the math about how much money you need to produce $1,000 per month of income from a 10% investment versus a 12% investment, it's remarkably different. If you want to generate $1,000 a month of income using a 10% investment vehicle, it's going to take you $120,000 invested. But to achieve the same $1,000 a month at 12% return, you only need $100,000 invested. And if you find a 15% opportunity, you only need $80,000 invested. But as you climb in yield, you get into more esoteric, more off the beaten path investment opportunities. There are legitimate investments out there, but you need to understand it and you need to get comfortable with it. Because as you move up that yield curve to find an appropriate position based upon your capital base that you have right now, you're gonna realize that the number of investment opportunities become few and far between. And that's gonna require that when you find one that you believe in and that you trust, that you go pretty deep in it. You won't have the luxury of picking 3 or 4 or 5 opportunities to spread the risk. Instead, you're gonna wrap your mind around that one, understand the risk, find conviction for yourself, and know that your hedge against that risk is your own ability to generate value once you've bought back your time. That's why I say an income springboard is gonna require conviction, because your investment opportunity is gonna be off the beaten path. You're not gonna have a wide variety of opportunities. The third requirement of an income springboard is that it does not require your time. If you were to try to utilize something like house flipping or day trading to free yourself from the employee swimming pool, you wouldn't have the luxury of having your free time to hedge against the risk that you've taken in your income springboard. If your day trading were to not work and you were to lose your capital you invested, or if you were unsuccessful at flipping houses, you would be out your capital investment money, you would no longer have your income to pay your expenses, and you would not have generated another value source to offset that risk. House flipping and other such activities can work as a false peak, as we've talked about in different videos. If that's something that gives you passion and excites you, absolutely pursue it as a false peak, but don't use it as an income springboard. You want to mitigate your risk that you're taking in your concentrated position in your income springboard by having the time available to pursue a false peak, generate value for yourself, and get the satisfaction of being your own builder, your own creator, your own owner. Reiterating again, my journey was gonna take me years more, at least another decade, until I realized the income springboard approach. If I could find something I had conviction in that would pay me recurring income and that freed my time, I was able to achieve my financial independence in 6 months. You can have that same opportunity. In this community, we're all about educating how to escape the employee swimming pool. But we're more than that. We're building up to where we as a community can co-invest in off-market investment opportunities, income springboard quality, high returns, high conviction. But I can't get there without your help. I need this community to be bigger so that we can attract the interest of those Main Street operators that need our capital to grow their passion, grow their false peaks, so that we can participate further, going deeper into the prosperity pool, leaving that employee swimming pool in the rearview mirror as just a past memory. Help me get to that destination by sharing this video, liking and subscribing. Add a comment below about what you're considering for your income springboard so that you can make the leap out of the employee swimming pool. I've only just started experiencing what it's like to be outside of the employee swimming pool, and it has been amazing. Come join me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.